it was always the dickhead on stage who was a solo guitarist. And so this dickhead wrote a solo. I like solos to feel useful and like they're actually doing something. I think the solo in this song plays the melody of the chorus or something. I can't remember, but there's a synth going on under it, so we can hear those right now. And there's some automation going on here, volume at the moment, but there's a bit more going on as well. I was tracking Portraits actually when this was being mixed. I remember those guitar solo holds, because I'm rhythm guitar basically in Portraits. I was doing loads of these holds because it's easier than playing something else. Holding a note for ages is easier than playing something else, especially when it's in Portraits. So that gives you an idea of what the solo. This synth it's been pitched up 12 semitones actually. So let's hear that on its own. I don't know what it sounds like. Oh, it cuts out there. I wanted it to be on the main notes, I guess. That's getting the guitar solo is getting sent into a Roto type speaker thing that comes with the new version of Pro Tools. This was actually in beta. I'm surprised I had this long ago. I was in the Pro Tools beta for Pro Tools 12, 12.2, and that was part of beta. That wasn't. I think that's available now. This is interesting. This is a plugin that emulates. Remember I was talking about the SSLG channel. I like the bus of. This emulates the channel strip of that. I have the actual channel strip of that as well, but this is just an emulation, so I was running it through that. What was I doing? Not all that much, using the compressor and a little bit extra in just to ride the compressor, I guess, to control it a bit. That was pretty much it. What's this? And then a ping pong eighth note dotted delay, which can I show you what that sounds like? I can actually show you that sounds like after the guitars play. Listen. If you can hear that, you can hear it after it plays, kind of. That's what that's doing anyway. So not big delays. I'm not big on. I like solos to be meaningful, or just to re-emphasize something. Hey, I mean, you can do all that stuff, and there's a bit of that on this record as well, but I'm not into that. They have to have a purpose. Okay, so coming down past the solo guitars, we have some more clean guitars here at the front. I don't know what these are doing. Let's find out. So these were guitars. I remember this. These guitars that there's actually a heavy guitar going. If I take you out of solo. So there's a heavy guitar going on there, and these clean guitars are just slightly accentuating that main. It almost sounds like a flanger on the heavy guitar, but it's not. It's two separately tracked guitars. I like doing that. I do that a lot because, as I said before, heavy guitars get boring, and there's ways of livening them up a bit, and that's one of them. I've got some harmonics going on here. What are these? And this was me experimenting with a physical Echo box, Echo Boy. Yeah, an Echo Boy, I think it was. You can hear it. If we take out a solo, you can hear it come in here. That's all it's doing. We've got the Japanese Koto at the front with, what's that doing? Just a bit of spring reverb. Oh no, what was on that one while over there? Boost of 10 decibels. That was boost of 10 is not necessarily decibels at 8 cycles, which is good. What else we got? Strings. There's strings in the background. These are fake strings. Now, I'm anti-fake strings, as the people in the room will attest. I'm anti-fake strings, but this is fake strings because it's really quiet for one. Underneath the chorus, you can't even hear these in the chorus. They're so fucking quiet. They're minus 28 decibels. Can you hear that? Let's find out if you can hear. You might be able to hear it just. Tell me who's the enemy with all eyes on. I can't even hear it. So shush. It's in there. It's fake. I don't like that, but it's in there at the end. Drone. There's a drone going on here. Let's have a listen. That is a EBow on a clean guitar. EBow is this little thing you rest on a guitar. It just makes a drone really easy to use and makes a drone like that. The cello going down here. This is a cello. This is like just a top harmonic on the cello. I think it is. It's really high top harmonic. That's actually a cello, not a viola. Normally it's in a viola range, but as it's a harmonic, it's going an octave above. So that's in a cello range. I tracked that when I was tracking a Quiet One song actually. Bells here. These are just standard bells, I think. That's 2 bell hits delayed with a 8th note delay, which is not on there. So that must have been recorded with a delay on that. Maybe the Echo Boy as well. Reverse pads here doing random lifts. It's all a bit more production-y down this end of Orange. It's all production stuff. And makes not much sense, but in context like this.
What do you think if he knew? What would he say if he heard you dishonor him? What would he say if he knew? What do you...
Just little lifts here and there, and I think I actually double some of those with an ah. I do that a lot. I just hold a vowel, and you can hear it here. Just my voice, obviously, and together they give you, I think they play together, they give you...
Say if he heard you dishonor him, what would he say if he knew? What do you...
It's just something extra. These are all, again, we're getting really production-y down here, but it's something that, you know, makes the song less boring after the 100th listen, so... because there are some people who do that, so I like to make sure that's the thing. Backing vocals in the first verse, do not remember those, just muted them. Let's hear those in context.
What do you do when your life is an alibi? Which of your paths do you choose? What do you do when your world is a fucking lie? Which of your life stand to lose?
Sorry for the language. This guy's got terrible language. It's French, I think. So it's just 7th and 5th harmonies there doing their thing. Is that the only harmonies? Maybe. I don't know. That gives you an idea. So let's just quickly look at what's happening, because actually there seems like there's quite a bit going on. Actually, no, these are sends, so there's actually not all that much going on. So we've got a vocal rider. So this is the vocal version of that bass plugin I was showing you earlier, doing something.
What would he do if he thought you'd abandoned him?
Very gentle rise to make sure I'm not well, that hopefully mean I'm not over compressing it, which I am, because there's a fucking red light going on. So this is the main compressor. This is the CLA 76 based off the LA 76. The blue version, there's a white version, black version, blue version. There's like a blue version with white on it as well. In real life, these are all real life bits of hardware. I'm not lucky enough to own one of those yet, but in the new studio, I'm saving up for one. So, but this is what that's doing.
What would he think if he knew?
Let's go to something.
Hurts me again, drowning in a sea of angels, knowing.
So that's taking you down about -7 DP, which is a fair amount of compression. But again, this is a clean vocal, so it needs a bit of that to sit it in the mix, because there's a lot going on around it, this vocal. This is something that was new to me at the time, and I've stopped using it since, the Greg Wells voice-centric plugin. It does a lot. If you listen to it here, it does. If I turn it off,
It's me again, drowning.
If I turn it back on,
Drowning in a sea of angels, no.
it's got that top end. It's got a little bit of reverb here. I don't use the doubler or delay because I like to have to treat those separately. There's no control for the doubler or delay, which is mental for me. And this plugin is basically one knob, which scares the shit out of me. But so I don't really use it anymore. I like to get that sound, tailoring it a little bit more than perhaps that can. Going back into an SSL again, E channel, because that's my thing apparently with this record. That's the main verse vocal. The backing vocals have nothing on them. They were pre-run through an EQ out here, out in the real room. Second verse Vox sounds like this.
What will he do when he hears of your insolence? What do you think he would do?
So immediately it's bigger. It's got some sort of distortion on it. We can find that. So it's got similar. First plugin's a vocal rider. Second plugin's a CLA 76. So we're getting similar crossovers here. My backup has failed with Time Machine. Greg Wells thing again. Ugh. SSL going into potentially a distortion. Yes, the Decapitator again. I love the Decapitator. It's a ridiculous plugin. And it gives you that bigger sound. So that's what I'm going for here. And you can hear that.
Yeah! What do you do when your life is an alibi? Which of your paths do you choose? What do you do when your world is a fucking lie? Which of your life stands to lose?
It was so aggressive and swearing that Pro Tools ran out of CPU power. I apologise for the terrible language this man uses. There's a verse double there, so I think I've copied the settings over. I normally do that for doubles, and it sounds like this. And it's not even going to let me play it. It's such bad.
Holding on to everything that hurts me again. Drowning in a sea of angels, knowing the end.
It's a really weird third and fourth harmony on that, which is something I was obviously going for with this song. That's in a slightly cleaner part of that verse. It's a slap delay going on both of those here, which I think is the H delay. It is the H delay. With an MS, a microsecond slap, which is strange. I must have just tapped it in. Chorus vocal. Again, we've got similar stuff going on here with the addition of a hold delay, which is a really important delay for me. I use hold delays a lot. Can I show the parameters of the hold delay? I don't know if I can. In any way that's going to make much sense to you. 1 second. No, oh, it's not done like that. It's the actual hold delay. Okay, so I'm just sending to a delay here. Apologies, I haven't done this. I haven't opened up this project in a long time. So, yeah, I'm just sending to a delay. You can see it here. I think that's this is the delay. So when I come over this spike here, you're going to see me throw to this delay just for maybe a word or whatever it is. Then this delay will take over for that word. So this is my chorus vocal sounds like. Now I'm going to add the double in a minute. You'll hear what they sound like doubled.
All eyes on the king. Tell me who's the enemy with all eyes on the king.
You can hear a little bit of a kind of reverby delay. I quite like that whole delay. When it comes to doubling, perfect doubles, it always sounds robotic to me. It sounds like you're like tuning it or something. So I quite like to, and it doesn't always happen obviously because you can't control your voice to this parameter, but I like to have a double between like 5 and 10 cents away from the lead double, because it sounds like a double that way. Otherwise it sounds like a perfect vocal. And there's been portraits takes where you'll attest to it. It sounds like I've been auto-tuned when I'm adding doubles. It's a really strange thing that's happened. But, you know, just finding the wrong doubles is sometimes the right thing to do. Here I'm throwing a lot more. Obviously, this is a bigger chorus or something. There's a little distorted vocal that comes in here. Okay. He's doing something on his own there. He's having fun. The last thing I'll talk about is my bus chain. It's changed a lot since this. I can tell how old this is just by looking at it. This is my bus chain. So once everything's gone through all those little green tracks, they come in the end to this master track where they get processed by these 5. Is it just 5 plugins? I think it's 5 plugins. It's just 5 plugins. And then they get printed here on this track. And the last print I did actually had some external printing done, so I don't know what I was using. I was running it through something though before I printed it. But this is the VMR. This is the Slate, Stephen Slate, who makes some amazing plugins. Real psycho he is. But he made this, and it's based off the E channel. The same thing again, so just the bus version of the E channel. Then going to the G channel compressor. Like I mentioned earlier, actually this is the wrong one. When I opened this project up, it said I didn't have it for some reason, but I do have it. I would normally use, as I said, the UAD version of it. I'm going to put it back in because otherwise I'll forget to reinstate it. Which is that version. Then I'm going to a PrigTech, which looks like this, which is the Pull Tech. I have one down here, a real one right here, but this is just a software version, so it's easier for me to run it through. In fact, what I may have done is turn this off and then run it through my real one, which sounds like something I would do. I can't remember now. I'm going to a Mixcentric. I don't use this anymore. It's like makes things sound more trebly and stuff. You can get exactly the same effect with a little bit with probably that compression and that EQ actually together. Then palette. This is nothing. This is just a way of me seeing the scopes of the. I normally actually put this up, you can't see it, but as it goes off the screen here, it goes up onto my second screen, so it's always in view, so I make sure I'm always in phase and I'm not always peaking, because I make rock and metal music a lot, and it's very easy to peak and to be too hot. So that gives you not a brief, but that gives you a rundown on how I did that mix, hopefully. And if it's something you'd like to see more of, I'd love to show you some more. I'm really sorry that it's all coming through a one mono mic input. That is dreadful. I'm an audio engineer, for fuck's sake, and I can't get a stereo stem of what I just did. It's amazing, isn't it? But I promise, if you want to see more of them, then I'd love to. I really like, this is my thing, so I love talking about this stuff, and maybe more detail and with an actual stereo output, so I can just, everything that's being played in output in Pro Tools will just be right in your ears, which would be nice, instead of me doing this heavy breathing on the mic all the time while you're listening to things. So anyway, guys, that was Eyes on the King from Zombies 4, and that is it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Goodbye.